our last but not least guest on the committee here, on the podium, Jaclyn Bernstein. Jackie, I asked one question of you that wasn't asked of other people, which is that since you've been a member of multiple organizations, how has this impacted you both personally and professionally? But before that, I have one other question for you, which you are not prepared for, but you'll know the answer. We want to know how you got that great picture of yourself with Rafael Nadal that was posted all over Facebook. Okay? So, Jaclyn, go ahead, take the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm Jaclyn Bernstein. I'm president, partner, and owner of Empire Force Events and Access New York Metro. Mark Mustard says he was here. Is he here? Is my Louis Vuitton still here? That's what I'm very concerned about. Okay, so I'm actually very honored, and thank you, David Fletcher, for having me being here, and Steve as our president of ILEA for being able to speak here. And I think it's very important for all of you to know a little bit about my history, which explains why this question was asked of me. And if you saw in the invitation, it says I'm at large, and I would like to actually think that I'm a little more well-rounded than at large. Okay? That's all you men there in the room. So the company that I own, I started working at fresh out of college. And I actually went to the first ISIS meeting, organizational meeting, as a student here in New York City with my resume in hand. And when it first started, and again, I say ISIS, but now it's ILEA, Special Events, Live Events Association. And when I went to that meeting, it's a very long story, and I promise I'll buy drinks if you actually want to hear it. But what was interesting is that I met a lot of people. Richard Aaron, for instance, who's now at BizBash. I mean, I met him as a student looking to get into this profession. So long story short, I went to the first organizational meeting. I meet the woman who owned a company called Tour de Force Events at the time. I started working for her for free for a month, and then I got a salary of $18,500. And I was growing up on welfare and food stamps in Brooklyn, so this was like exciting to be able to do this. But I met at that first meeting my business partner now. His name was Rob Holzmeyer, and he owned a technical production company. And we both became very involved with ISIS, now ILEA. I was the first vice president of programs for 3.5 years. And I helped build that organization. I'm thinking, wow, that organization's starting. I'm starting in this profession. I wanted to be a corporate party planner. I would never use that term now, but that's what I thought I wanted to do. I was president of my class all 4 years in college. So anyway, that's how my history began. I started working at this company of a woman that I met at that first organizational meeting. Me and my business partner now, we met then, and we decided that we wanted to go into business together, and the woman that owned the company was looking to sell. So 22 years ago, we bought this company from that owner. Again, my first job out of school, grew up on welfare and food stamps in Brooklyn, and now I own my company in New York, and I got all these yahoos here making fun of me on the panel. So I actually think that I'm really a success, okay? I think. I appreciate it. So the interesting part is, and I loved how everyone here, and you guys might not like this, said, please join our organization, look at our membership. It's not about joining the organizations that are here. It's about getting involved in the organization. You might then decide to join and become an involved member. But all of the organizations that are here, we're all concentric circles, like a big spirograph, right? So someone in this room might say, I do flowers. What do I care about Professional Conference Management Association? Well, they have their big organizational meeting coming here to New York next June. You might be the decor sponsor for that. But you're thinking, I don't do convention and conference meeting management, but you are a vendor to what happens at those organizations. So one of the big mantras at our company is, we're only as good to our clients as our suppliers, partners are to us. So I've been going to ISIS meetings for a million years. I've had 3 employees of ours that were presidents. I still go to every meeting. I learn something in every meeting. Sometimes I learn that's really cool. Sometimes I learn, oh my God, don't ever do that. That's a great organizational, great association learning at meetings. And we feel that if I would talk to someone that we go to a meeting and say, I just went to 3 ISIS meetings, sorry, ILEA, or MPI, or site meetings, and I didn't get a client. I said, clients, you're coming here looking for clients? You are definitely in the wrong place. You need, okay? Good, applause. You need to come, we need to go to industry association meetings in order to better ourselves as, I can get up and stand at a microphone and talk. I could shake hands with someone. I didn't want to go tonight, but I forced myself to go. You never know who you might meet. My Jewish mother said that to me all the time. I'm still going to these meetings to try to find somebody. But the point is, a little awkward. Thank you for bringing the Tinder reference in. That was very entertaining. But the point is that by going to these meetings, you are not necessarily going to meet a client, but you're going to meet those people that are going to stand beside you. That might just be a sounding board. Oh my God, I'm so glad I met you at the meeting last night. Let me tell you what a client just did to me. Or you're going to meet the vendors that are going to make you better with the clients you already have that might get you more clients that you didn't necessarily meet at the meeting. That is how I personally built our company. That we were able to buy this company with someone that I met at that first ISIS meeting. And now he's my business partner. So I own any success that I have professionally, not only locally in New York, but internationally because I became very involved. I was the youngest international board of governor with ILEA by getting involved with our local organization. So I don't want you all to feel, Mark, do you have my Louis Vuitton bag or you just left it there? I don't want all of you to feel that you have to join an organization, you have to become a member, you have to write a check, you have to join a committee. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing, because I personally would encourage it, and that's why all of these leaders are here. But it's about just showing up at the meeting is going to make you part of the entire profession as a whole. And I could sit here, yeah, I went to their first meeting when they first started. I am definitely a young event professional, as much as you all can maybe find. You know, SITE, which was at the time the Society of Incentive Travel Executives, then became the Society of Incentive Travel Executives, and now it's Society of Incentive and Travel Excellence. I was the founding co-chair of the New York Metro chapter a million years ago. So what's interesting is some of you might be saying, what the hell are incentives? You sell enough widgets and you win a travel program? I don't do that. Travel programs, if you're the magician at the event, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing the 4-hour gig that one night. Those guests that don't speak English are here in New York on an incentive travel program for 4 days. And there might be a lot more other events that you get involved in. Some of you are probably thinking, what would incentive travel mean to me? That's what it means to you, because there's a lot of other event experience that are involved in that. Obviously, we talked a lot about ILEA and all the different types of event experience you'd be involved with. We chatted a little bit about PCMA, how you could potentially be involved, even if you don't do convention and conference meeting management. MPI, I remember when it was just called Meeting Planners International, and Meeting Professionals International is truly out of all the organizations here, which you should know we're all members of the CIC, which is the Convention Industry Council, which is made up of 30-something organizations internationally that we're all a part of in our hospitality, travel, meeting management community. But truly despite the fact that we have the director of fencing here tonight, that they truly are one of the biggest players. And NACE, we used to be just the National Association of Catering Executives, and they were so forward-thinking, became the National Association of Catering and Events, okay? Now, some of you might say, I don't want to do any nonprofit events, which we sometimes always wind up doing, right? Or association meetings, but again, you can be a vendor. Imagine that you go to this event all the time thinking, I'm not getting any business, going back to what I was contradicting before. Maybe go to an NYSAE event. Maybe you'll meet a whole new branch of clients that you didn't know about. So again, I'm honored that I was asked here to speak by David and Stephen about talking about how this has affected me personally. I feel very passionate about industry involvement, but I also wanted to bring it home to some of you in the audience. I walked around and looked at everyone's name badge, and some of you in organizations, some of you I don't even know who you are, so I'm excited to meet you. And I think it's really important to understand where you personally can make an impact in your own business and in the profession at large by just showing up at some of these events. I think it's just very, very important to you. Lastly, I just want to mention, I sit on the board of directors of NYC & Company, which is the Convention and Visitors Bureau, which is the official marketing agency of the City of New York. It's a quasi-governmental organization. We report to the mayor. No one really reports to the mayor, but I don't, but my point is that they were not able to be here tonight, so I just want to let you know that's another great way to obviously be involved here in our own destination here. I like to say the greatest city of New York. I hope I answered the question that you wanted me to answer.
Thank you very much. Tell us how you...
So, first of all, he's so cute. And let me tell you, he's the cutest butt that you've ever seen. Am I allowed to say that? So she would that be better? I was at an event at the Lotte New York Palace, and he was performing, I guess he calls that performing, playing there, so thank you. But if you look at my cover photo on Facebook, it's me and Ivanka Trump. It's been there I was at the opening of the Trump Soho Hotel, and I was telling her that I was on the first season of The Apprentice. I was an apprentice, I was a task, and her father keeps asking me, did you win? Every time I see him, I said, no, don't you understand how this works? It's all about money with you. I really shouldn't get political here, it's just a joke, I have to be there. But Ivanka married a nice Jewish boy, and I was telling her the reason I'm single is that you're marrying a nice Jewish boy, and I told her I would teach her some Yiddish, and she has a big laugh. So go to my Facebook page and see it. I'm gonna get back the mic now.